Presented by Quick Trip's quality gasoline guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
9 to noon, ready to go. Scattered to the wind, but the boys are all here. Billy is back. Billy is in Vegas right now. Kuhn is back. Armin's in studio. I don't know where Drew Olson is.
I think he's flying back this morning.
Cambodia.
Nobody does.
Oh,
I don't know. He
tracking.
didn't come back last night.
You guys aren't tracking his flight?
Drew
Neither
could
am I.
literally
Neither
be
am I.
anywhere.
Yeah.
He could still be at the Death Star.
I got a text at 3:30. Had a great time, bud. I'll see you back in Milwaukee.
That's
Okay,
nice. That's
sweet.
nice.
All right. Don't know
Other
where,
than the
don't know how, don't know when
Yeah.
he came through and grabbed his bag, but he did.
Otherwise,
Did he
how
eat
was the
chicken?
play, Mrs.? How was the play, Mrs. Lincoln, as the saying goes? Other than the game, you had a great time at the Death Star. First trip for both you guys inside the building, Billy and Kuhn?
Second for me, I had been there a year and a half or so ago when your old team played there. The day
The
before,
Commando.
they had the Pac-12 championship game, and went on in there to check out the stadium that night.
Well, Kuhn, what'd you think?
I think it's a pretty damn nice stadium. It's really interesting and it's really loud. I got to talk to Greg Van Rotten after the game, former Packer lineman, actually former every team lineman. I think he's been. I asked him how many teams
It's
he played
true.
for. He goes, I think 8 now. But he was telling me that the issue there in Vegas is every game sells out. It's a weird vibe. Every game sells out. And every game is a 50-50 split of fans. He said every game is loud. We have to go silent count on offense. And he's like, I don't know if I like it or if I dislike it. He's like, on one hand, it has a bowl atmosphere, a bowl vibe to it. On the other hand, it's our home stadium. It'd be nice to just get some home field advantage.
He played on 8 teams, 7 NFL teams. He played in the Argonauts, Toronto Argonauts, and 13. It's 15 and 16. So there you go.
Well, I think LA is the same way. It's not SoFi basically a 50-50 stadium because it's now a bucket list destination trip for fans?
I think somewhat, but I think SoFi, and Billy, you correct me if I'm wrong, I think SoFi is more of a home stadium for pretty much every away team, especially if the 49ers play there, especially if the Raiders play there, because those two fan bases.
So you think SoFi is worse than Allegiant?
Way worse. Not even close. Not even close.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean,
I know. Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I know that Jalen Carter for the Eagles said they took advantage of the Rams having to go silent count against the Eagles. Eagle fans travel like vermin, which they are.
Yeah. And there isn't much football culture.
Let them know.
Not in my opinion.
The football culture, Armin, they're bigger fans of the team that plays out here. There's probably more LA Raider fans still alive and still beaten. And that's the one part of it. The fans that are out here for either transplants from Oakland or LA, wherever, there are some silver and black that are flying on in, I think, for each and every game to make it an atmosphere. It was awesome in that bowl last night, but I don't believe there's many opportunities, many stadiums that are going to be that heavily skewed towards the road team like it was last night.
Yeah. Well, I think that Gorilla Raider fan next to Hard Hat Raider fan in their costumes, he lives in Oakland still. I think they're taking a
right on the other side of Charles Woodson.
They're into their cosplay more than their actual team.
Son of a bitch. Are you kidding me, Charles? You're going to come to a Packers-Raiders game
How dare you?
all garbed out in Raiders?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yes. They sang happy
Yeah.
birthday to him in the stadium because it
Brought
was
a
his
cake
birthday
to him in the
yesterday. They
club.
brought a cake. They made a big thing.
They were the
He
home
was
team.
telling the Raiders fans to get loud, all dressed out in Raiders
Wow.
garb. And I'm like, come on,
He's
damn,
in
C.
Vegas.
Wood. You played for both teams. At least have a split jersey on. Or
We-
a Raiders shirt and a Packers hat. Do what the moms do out there.
You know,
Be
he's-
Mrs. Kelsey.
He's the rare example of a player that can be as close as a legend for 2 separate franchises as he is. Like, usually doesn't happen that way, right? So he is. But we
Jerry
have to
Rice
accept
can't go to Seahawks games.
it's not the same, right? For Jerry Rice and Seahawks or Jerry Rice. even
Franco
for
Harris
Raiders.
can't
love
go to
him in
Seahawks
Denver.
games.
Well, my point is we just had, Rich Kotite can't go to Eagles and Jets games. We have to accept the reality, though, that Charles Woodson is probably has a bigger Raider legacy than Pat, even though for us, It's
He does.
he's just looked at that way. That's not to say he's not going to be treated the same way in Green Bay. That's what makes Charles so unique and great. I thought about that
but
yesterday.
Do rings not count for anything, Armin?
Of
Their
course,
legacy.
of course,
And
it
a
matters.
big contract when nobody else
That's
will
what-
pay you around the league.
That's why his
Yeah,
Packers.
For goodness sakes.
That's why his Packer
He
legacy.
didn't just win a ring here. We saved his career.
Okay, yes, but he also saved his own career. But we did have a hand in that. Ted
You're
Thompson
right,
did.
you're right there. And we did cut him at the
I
end.
know.
So I also
It was,
understand.
it was a two-way deal. That's why I'm sure he has as much love, respect, reverence for the Packers
I
as we do
know.
for him. I'm
But
just
you're
saying
missing
it's,
this part.
But
of it,
it's
Armin.
not as much as the Raiders. It
it's,
should be
no,
50
it's
50.
unique. It's unique.
They're
They
not
were
se-
the home game team.
They're not selling Woodson bourbon at Lambeau Field. That's the difference. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
For
still some
crying out
money
loud,
coming in.
every
Twenty
Packer
four
could sell
wine.
something.
Blue
It's
Jay-
Packer
Yeah.
fans. If you're a
Intercept
former
wine,
Packer, you're
yeah.
selling something.
Find a
Blue
chance
Jays-
to make some cash, and then it'll be a
Yeah, the
better
bourbon.
conversation.
No, Blue Jays fans are going to feel the same way about Wilder as Brewers fans do. It's the same type of deal. You know, his best years were in Milwaukee, but his, World Series year in Toronto, it's the same type of deal, which is a great thing. It's a unique athlete that can
Is it, though?
have that type of. Well, it's similar. It's not this. Maybe he was longer. Milder wasn't in Toronto. It was longer. I get your point. Not here to argue semantics this morning with you, Butch.
But I will
But-
argue.
I
some-
wasn't
But I
trying to
will
argue.
if you hear me to.
It didn't seem
Sorry,
hard to get you
I'm
to.
sorry to talk about just talking sports. But
It's all
anyway,
right. You doing
Well,
all right
anyway,
this
what up?
morning?
Of
What else
all
we
the
talk
tired
sports?
folk out here this morning, Armin seems he might be the most tired.
well, what is 12:45? I walk right into the door here in the studio. As you see, I'm like, what am I
And did
doing
this
here?
door stay on the
Yeah, it's
hinges?
the
is
first time you saw
question.
the door.
Yeah, it did, Butch.
You
I
got-
gotta say one
You
thing.
got
it's an
you
upset.
got jacked
That's it.
up
Go
on the
ahead,
studio
save-
door. Are you going to be on jacked up next Monday night? There's Armin Sorian at 12:45. He got jacked up.
Jacked
Hold
up.
on, everybody, hold up. Armin has not said anything.
Yeah,
yet.
he's
He
just
only
got
has
one
two
thing
things
to
to
He's
say.
got one thing to
He's got
say.
the
Go
one
ahead.
thing to
No,
say.
no,
All
be
right,
quiet.
go ahead.
Just the one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I gotta give props to John last night in the broadcast. The report on the grass, John, was one of the great.
You tweeted that to the
information.
group. I was like, that's such a nerdy tweet, but I love you for
It was hilarious. It was not hilarious. It was great.
What kind of grass?
They were John was ready with the report
It's,
from the,
it-
the grounds
Zabe-
crew. Go
Zabe,
ahead, John.
You'd appreciate this. It's an overseeded Bermuda 419
Oh.
strain that they have,
Yeah.
and the pallet, and it's a single pallet that they move in and out of the stadium is the approximate weight of the Eiffel Tower, and it moves via an electric battery about the size of an electric car.
And the cut
It
length,
takes
John.
an hour and a half to go
It's all about
in
the coverage, John.
and out, and they have it shaved down to at 4/10 of an inch grass length, which is one of the shortest grass fields you'll ever see. And it was wild. Butchie, it kind of reminded me of what it's like to play at a Final Four when you're on a stage. Can you hear the footsteps when you're sitting on the sides of the stage when they build it up? Can you hear the feet pounding on this? Because here, when a player ran down past you on the field, you could hear
Oh, yeah.
goom, goom, goom,
Yep.
goom, and you could feel it resonate under your feet. It was wild.
Yep. It's the exact same thing. You hear the boom, boom, like you said. It's a crazy feeling when you kind of bring those floors in or feel that. Yeah, it's nuts.
The Bermuda 419 is a good grass, but I mean, it's sort of like 2005 called they want their turf grass back. There's better strains of this now that are used places.
Got him.
I knew
And,
Zay would
and
have
the
an opinion on it.
overseeding
Grass
and the
bird.
overseeding helps keep it green, Kuhn, as you know, but it's a very thin root that gets dislodged easily. So I
Mhm.
thought the field was a little bit torn up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now, climate-wise in the desert, they do get some pretty cold snaps every now and then. They got a ton of rain as well out there. They've got a mosquito problem in Vegas. Billy, did you have any problems with the mosquitoes out there?
I haven't gotten bit by one.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
agree.
good.
Billy.
I read about
no,
that.
No
I
skeeters.
did
in
read
They're
Vegas.
bitching up a storm about that.
I read about
But
that.
Dude's
yeah.
coming home with
Yeah.
30 mosquito bites today. You watch.
Those are bed bugs, and that's from staying at Four Queens. Okay.
I'm just surprised.
Hey,
I,
no resort fee.
I've been to Vegas a lot of times, and this is the first time we've talked about the other strains of grass. So it's nice to have a little bit of a change of pace.
Did you go to the Taj Mahal dispensary that they have out there? They actually got multiple ones.
No.
Planet 53.
Billy's
51.
big play
fake,
day
Zabe. Those
is
are
going to
fake.
come today. We had,
Yeah.
believe it
They're
or not,
not
we've
fake,
been working
Connor. What are you
since we've been
talking
out there, and Billy's
Okay.
big play day will be today.
Yeah,
What are you
John,
gonna do?
you're spot on right there. You're spot on right there. There's going to be potentially a quick little nap and a reset, but playoff baseball starts at 1:00 out here, and there might be a banner ceremony that I might go and take in as the Vegas Golden Knights won me some money on their Stanley Cup championship, so I might go
Ooh.
celebrate with them tonight.
Oh, they were there yesterday, right?
What
I saw
time do you
that.
take off? Tomorrow? Or are you here all
Tomorrow
day?
morning at 8:30. Yep.
Oh, good for you. Have a day.
Butchie. Room alone? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? I might sleep for 12 hours.
Right.
No, baby.
What
Are you
was that?
kidding me?
What?
Well, earlier today,
You're
Josh
gonna
was talking
sleep for
about how he was
11
playing
hours and
outside with
42
himself.
seconds. Not the full 12. It's gonna take you 20 seconds first.
Planet 13, boys, is where we went in February during the Pro Bowl weekend. Drew and KB were like, we got to go see Planet 13. It is one of the biggest dispensaries out there in Vegas. And it is it looks like an Apple showroom, but for marijuana and weed and gummies and items and accessories.
Did you feel in your
There's
Must
one of
go
about
see?
a dozen of them out there. Huh?
That was a must go see.
For Zabe, yeah.
I didn't say it was a must go see. I said
What you just
they
said?
wanted to.
Oh,
Look at
well,
Billy's shirt.
you okay?
Yeah, Planet 13, size
Got the
madness in
shirt
Las
up.
Vegas. He's got the Planet 13 shirt.
Oh my
Incredible.
gosh, you guys are wild, man. That is funny.
Oh, Armin, you got to see it to believe.
So you're saying it's like the Highway
um,
80 or the I-80 truck stop?
Yeah, it's the
of
world's
this-
largest truck stop
No.
dispensary.
It's size-wise, yes, but in terms of its interior appointments, it's an Apple store, right?
Okay.
Kelly?
It's pretty
incredibly
pretty crazy. They
sleek
Mike Tyson, I think,
and
has
well
some
done.
stake in it. Like it's also a THC museum. Like it's the Hall of Fame of marijuana and gummies and things like that. Yeah, so it's an interesting spot, that's for sure. But KB wants to warn everybody because those big old concrete hedges just come on out and jump at your calves.
What's
Did he
the
run
story
into
here? We need
He
a
ran
story.
right on into one and
I
took
take
a
it.
kicker, and he's
I
like,
was
no, I wasn't already imbibing
It's like, what
before I
lingo is
stepped
that?
out of
Tell the
the
story. I mean,
dispensary. Goodness gracious.
Get him, Armin.
All right.
well,
So
no,
it's
I'm just
like an
saying.
emotion.
I gave my door
Let's-
story quickly, and everyone got on me.
I don't know that it was quickly. Let's be honest there.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
that's great.
I love you, Billy. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, pick an emotion after the game last night, then we'll let you guys go do your thing. Are you pissed? Are you frustrated? Are you a little bit scared for what lies ahead? Or are you philosophic about the nature of professional tackle football in the NFL? Being a tough sport with lots of ebbs and flows. Pissed, frustrated, scared, philosophic, or choice E, a different emotion. Who wants to start?
John?
I'll pick a different emotion. I'll pick. It's kind of the same, but I'll say anxious, and it's kind of the same as scared. But I'll pick anxious because I'm not really scared, but I'm really interested in how the rest of this thing's going to play out. Like it could go bad. It could go really,
It
really
could.
bad. But they could fix themselves too. Like
By
we
the way,
don't
they're
know.
They're
It's
3.5 point underdogs against Denver.
All right, Billy, emotion.
Well, he stole my anxious, so I'm going to go intrigued because of everything John just said. I could see both scenarios, and there is a wide amount of variance here in how these 12 games go after the bye.
Okay, Armin.
A little frustrated, little kind of melancholy about the whole thing too. Like,
Melancholy.
yeah,
Okay.
you just kind of resign to the nature of the
Look
fact
that
that
up.
you're an up and down, struggling kind of team that's a work in progress. And you can't. We used to live in a world that we could wake up on Sunday or Monday, as you have it, and expect a team Tuesday. No, I mean, but day before the game, expect your team to roll up 30 points or more every week, just as a matter of course. It doesn't work that
Okay.
way anymore, and you're resigned to that. It's melancholy. It's
All
just
right,
the reality.
Butchie.
It's the reality. Of it.
Philosophic.
Butchie, emotion.
Yeah, philosophic. We'll just wait and see. Yeah.
Josh.
Nervous.
I'm shocked.
I know, weird. Nervous that this could be worse than I thought it'd be with this team. I thought it was going to be, it's going to take a season, and we might have to fix one area. Last night made me nervous that this might be a little bit more.
I guess I'm wondering what people's expectations really were, though, because people all summer were saying we're ready for a rebuilding year. We wanted to see growth and just relax and not have to worry about drama and all this.
I
But
thought
that's
the
not
most.
true.
I thought
People
the most
actually want
wins
to go
they'd have.
5-0.
All right, the craziest thing on here is Armin's the only one to pick the Packers to do anything this year, aren't you, Armin? Billy said 6. I said 7.
Yeah.
I said 7
Billy's-
as a max. I
Billy's-
said 7 max.
I thought
Billy's
they'd be
rather
better.
shocking
I thought
don't
they'd be
pass
better.
line bet from August is looking more and more prescient all the time.
I think everyone is ready for things to work out perfectly. A lot of people were and win 10 games or 11 games, and I'm like, I know that's not it's not going to be easy sailing, puppy dogs and ice cream. So let's just watch the ups and downs. So I guess that's why this doesn't get me down as much. I'm down. I'm frustrated that they're losing, but I was ready for it. I was ready for a work in progress. I was ready for 08 and 05 and 06.
You were ready for it, but you don't sound ready for it.
I don't understand what that means.
It's not puppy dogs and ice cream. It is ice storms and German Shepherd bites.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's disaster either. We're not the best. It's not, it's just life.
Oh, look at this cute puppy.
like Major, the White House dog that finally had to get taken out. He bit like 14 people. All right, boys.
It's not a video game in life sports. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Yeah, totally.
Tag, you guys are it. 9 to noon is next, everybody. Thanks for listening, and have a great Tuesday. Best as you can make it in the wake of this Packers loss. We'll see you tomorrow.
This ain't Disney on Ice,
Wearing out the things that nobody wears.